You know, when I first saw you, I thought to myself, oh, he's just another bright-eyed overachiever. Another golden boy with his hand raised, eager to answer every question before anyone else has a chance. And at first, I treated you like I treated all the others. Fair, professional, distant. But you're different, aren't you? It wasn't just your intelligence that caught my attention, though God knows you're brilliant. No, it was the way you carried yourself. The quiet confidence, the way you always seemed so composed. You walked into my classroom with an aura that demanded respect, even without saying a word. And I noticed far more than I should have. At first, I thought it was harmless. Admiration, maybe a little pride. You're the kind of student every teacher dreams of having. Polite, hardworking, and oh, so full of potential. But admiration turned into curiosity. Curiosity turned into something darker. I didn't want to feel this way. Believe me, I fought it. Every time I saw you, every time you stayed after class to ask a question or hand in an assignment, I told myself, he's just a student. Nothing more. But those moments, they started to mean too much to me. Do you know how many nights I've spent trying to justify this to myself? How many times I've told myself it's just a phase, just some ridiculous infatuation that will pass. But it doesn't pass. It only gets worse. You consume my thoughts. Even now, sitting here, waiting for you, I can't help but imagine things no teacher should ever think about her student. But inside, I'm falling apart because of you. It's not fair, is it? You're young, free, unburdened. You have your whole life ahead of you. And me? I'm trapped in this cycle of responsibilities and expectations. People look at me and see this strong, composed woman who has it all together. But inside, I've tried to distance myself, you know. I've tried to avoid looking at you for too long, to keep our interactions as brief and professional as possible. But it's impossible. You're like gravity pulling me in, no matter how hard I try to resist. And the worst part? You have no idea, do you? No clue how much power you have over me. How your every smile, every word, every little gesture sets my heart racing in ways it hasn't in years. But tonight is different. I've made my decision. No more hiding. No more pretending. You're coming here to tutor me on that laptop issue I oh so conveniently made up. But this isn't about a laptop, is it? This is about us. About me finally getting what I want, what I've been craving for so long. There you are. Right on time, as always. Come in. Hi. Sorry about the late hour text. I hope I didn't interrupt anything important. It's just... well, this laptop of mine has been driving me crazy, and I couldn't think of anyone better to help me than you. Come on, sit down. Make yourself comfortable. You know, I really appreciate this. Most students would have just ignored me or made up an excuse to avoid coming in after hours, but not you. You're always so dependable. It's one of the many things I admire about you. So, tell me, how was your day? I know you had that big presentation in science today. I've been dying to hear how it went. I knew it. I knew you'd nail it. You're so talented, so capable. It's no wonder everyone's always talking about you. But I bet none of them really understand you, do they? I mean, they see the surface, the perfect grades, the accolades, the polished image. But what about the real you? The one who stays after class, who works tirelessly to be the best. I see him. I see you. And I want to know more. I want to know everything about you. Oh, come on, don't look at me like that. I'm not interrogating you. I'm just curious. You intrigue me more than anyone ever has. You're so much more than just another student to me. You're special. And I think you know that. Don't you? But here's the thing. Being special comes with its own set of responsibilities. And sometimes it means making choices you never thought you'd have to make. So here's my choice. I'm not letting this go. I'm not letting you go. Not until we figure out what this is, what we could be. Don't worry, I'm not asking for much. Just a little honesty. A little trust, and maybe, just maybe, a little more. So, what do you say? Are you willing to take that step with me? Or are you going to make me do something I'll regret? Oh, don't look so surprised. You're not that naive. You've been in my class long enough to know I don't ask for help unless I really need it. But this? Tonight? This isn't about a laptop, is it? No. This is about you. Do you have any idea how infuriating you are? Sitting there in class looking so composed, so self-assured, like nothing ever phases you. It's maddening. And then there's me. The one who's supposed to have all the answers, to be in control. But the truth is, when it comes to you, I'm anything but. I shouldn't be telling you this. I shouldn't even be thinking it. But here we are. You're probably wondering why I'm saying all this. why I couldn't just let things stay the way they were. But the truth is, I can't. I can't keep pretending. Not anymore. Do you know what it's like to want something you can't have? To crave it so badly it consumes your every thought? That's what you do to me. Every day, every moment, you're there in my mind. No matter how hard I try to push you away. It's not fair. I know it's not fair to you, to me, to anyone. But what am I supposed to do? Just keep pretending? Keep denying what I feel? No. I can't do that anymore. So here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna stop playing these little games. No more pretending. No more excuses. You and I, we're gonna figure this out. Together. I'm not asking for much. Just a chance. A chance to show you what this could be. And if you say no, well, let's just say I have ways of convincing you. But I hope it doesn't come to that. I hope you'll make the right choice. You're thinking about it, aren't you? Weighing your options. Trying to figure out if I'm serious or if this is just some kind of joke. But I assure you, I'm very serious. You might think you have all the power here. You're the one everyone admires, the golden boy, the one with the perfect future laid out in front of him. But here's the thing. I see the cracks. The moments when you let your guard down, when you're not trying so hard to be perfect. And those moments, they're what draw me to you. I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying it because it's the truth. And I think you deserve the truth. You deserve someone who sees you for who you really are. Not just the perfect student or the future success story, but the person underneath all of that. And I want to be that person for you. I know this is a lot to take in. And I don't expect you to have an answer right away. But I need you to know. I'm not going anywhere. You can take your time. Think about what I've said. But don't think for too long. After all, I'm not known for my patience. Do you know what I admire most about you? It's not just your intelligence, though that's rare enough. It's your self-control. The way you never let anyone see you falter, never let anyone get under your skin. You're always so composed, so untouchable. But I think I've found a crack in that perfect armor of yours. It's subtle, barely noticeable, but it's there. And the closer I get to you, the more I see it. You're not as invulnerable as you like to pretend, are you? Beneath all that confidence, all that poise, there's something else. A little uncertainty. A little hesitation. Maybe even a little fear. And that's okay. It's human. We all have our weaknesses. God knows I have mine. But the thing is, I don't think you realize just how much your little cracks make you stand out, make you captivating. You know, I've been thinking a lot about our conversation earlier, about what it means to take a chance, to step into the unknown. And I have to admit, it terrifies me. The idea of putting myself out there, of risking rejection. But then I think, isn't it worth it? Isn't it worth taking that leap if it means the possibility of something extraordinary? That's what this is about. You and me. The possibility of something extraordinary. I know you feel it too. That tension, that pull. It's been there for weeks, hasn't it? Every time we talk, every time our eyes meet, it's like there's an invisible thread connecting us. And I think it's time we stop pretending it's not there. You're quiet. Is that because you don't know what to say? Or because you're afraid of what you might admit if you do? I get it. This is uncharted territory for both of us. You're not used to being vulnerable, and I'm not used to being this bold. But sometimes, stepping outside our comfort zones is the only way to grow. So here's the deal. I'm not going to push you. I'm not going to force you into anything you're not ready for. But I need you to be honest with me. Honest with yourself. Do you feel it too? That spark? That connection? You don't have to say anything. I can see it in your eyes. The way they widen just a little when I get close. The way they flicker when I say your name. You're not as good at hiding your feelings as you think you are. But that's okay. I like that about you. It makes you real. Human. And it gives me hope. Hope that maybe, just maybe, we're not as different as we seem. Do you hear that? The rain is relentless tonight. Kind of like me, I suppose. Always pushing, always chasing, never letting up. And here we are. Just the two of us, alone, with no one to interrupt. Doesn't it feel inevitable? I've tried to be patient. I've tried to give you time to see what's right in front of you. But you're so stubborn. So determined to pretend you don't feel it. You know what I want. You've always known. And now, I need to know if you're going to give it to me. Because if you say nah, things are going to get very complicated for you. I don't want to resort to threats. That's not how I imagined this. But you've left me no choice. Do you remember that essay you wrote last month? The one that got so much praise. I still have the original draft. The one with all the borrowed ideas. What do you think would happen if I showed that to the administration? Or worse, to the colleges you've been dreaming of attending? I don't want to do that. I don't want to hurt you. But you need to understand something. I can't let you walk away from this. From me. I've sacrificed too much. Risked too much. And I'm not going to let you throw it all away because you're scared. So here's the deal. You give me what I want. You let me show you what this could be. And in return, I'll make sure your secret stays safe. Think about it. I'm not asking for much. Just a little closeness. You know, I've thought about this moment for so long. About how it would feel to finally have you this close. To finally have you look at me the way I've always wanted. And now that we're here, I can't help but wonder, are you going to make me beg? Or are you going to give me what I've been craving? I could make you so happy. You have no idea how far I'm willing to go to make you feel special. But if you say no, if you really want to walk away from this, from me, then I need you to understand the consequences. So, what's it going to be?